Hello to all designers and loyal followers of Ladybirdesigner. Today, we're here with the pattern for a versatile and chic dress. This beautiful design was a special request from you, and we're going to draft the basic pattern for this dress with a round neckline, 3/4 sleeves, and a beautifully shaped skirt. If you're looking for a practical pattern for your wardrobe, don't miss this video. Ready, let's go! To begin, I've copied my basic bodice and sleeve patterns. If you haven't yet learned how to draft a basic pattern, be sure to check the full tutorial link in the description and watch that video first. Mastering the basics empowers you to create any design. So let's dive into drafting this beautiful style. Now I'll first mark the neckline opening at the shoulder, which is typically between 5 to 7 centimeters. Next, I'll mark the neckline depth from the deepest point of the neck, where 1 to 2 centimeters is sufficient for this style. Then, I'll connect these 2 points with a soft and clean curve to form the neckline. Now, we'll take a 0.5 to 0.7 millimeter shoulder dart ease. This is essential for open necklines like this style. However, for the neckline curve itself around the neck, we don't need any additional darting, because in the basic pattern we are working with, all necessary darts have already been taken, ensuring the neckline lies perfectly on the body. In this style, the neckline is finished with a decorative band. But if you don't want this band, you must design a facing for the neckline. For the facing, mark 4 to 6 centimeters from the shoulder and the deepest point of the neckline on the CF line. Then, connect these points with the neckline curve and copy the facing. Now, I'm going to close this dart and transfer it to the underbust dart or waist dart. This will make the dress fit more snugly and beautifully in the bodice. It's crucial that when sewing, this dart is 2 centimeters away from the bust apex. We'll mark this distance here on the pattern itself, so that when sewing, the dart is perfectly placed and doesn't emphasize the bust apex. Now, we first close the dart to allow the skirt section of the dress to flare, become a line, and widen. After closing the dart, we'll attach another piece of paper below the pattern so we can add the desired length to our skirt. You can add length to the skirt according to your personal preference and make the dress longer or shorter. However, if you want it to be exactly like the original model, as always, I placed all the precise measurements and other detailed information in the video description. So be sure to check the description after this video to make your dress perfectly resemble the sample. How's the work going so far? I hope you've understood all the points well. Now I have a question for you. Which part of drafting round necklines has always been the most challenging for you? Be sure to write it for me in the comments section. Your feedback really helps me prepare better for future tutorials. Now, I'll mark the back neckline opening at the shoulder, mirroring the front pattern, meaning the same amount of neckline opening we had at the front shoulder. Then, I'll descend to 3 centimeters down the CB line center back and mark that point. Finally, I'll connect these 2 points with a soft and continuous curve to form the back neckline. At this stage, make sure to take a 0.5 to 0.7 millimeter dart on the back shoulder, which I forgot. If you designed a facing for the front, then design and copy the facing for the back as well. Now for zipper placement. If you have a facing, sew the zipper at the center back. But if you used a neckline band, it's better to sew the zipper on one side seam. For the sleeve, I prefer to widen the armhole by 1 to 2 centimeters. This will allow the sleeve to sit more comfortably and loosely on the body, resulting in a better fit. When sewing, we will sew this dart onto the garment. However, if you are a beginner in sewing, it's better to cut this dart out on the pattern at this stage, so you don't encounter any issues when cutting the fabric. So, follow the tutorial carefully to achieve the best results. As you can see, the end of the dart is no longer straight. It's precisely these small, subtle details that will significantly contribute to the neatness and professionalism of your sewing, making your final work absolutely beautiful. As I mentioned before, for the zipper, if you're using a bias binding or decorative band for the neckline, sew the zipper on the side seam. And if you designed a facing, sew the zipper at the center back. As you can see, the armhole circumference and the dress bodice are perfectly sized and fitted and don't require any further alteration. Now I'll measure the sleeve length. As always, I place the precise measurements for this model in the description. However, remember that the sleeve length is entirely a matter of personal preference and can be made longer or shorter, so you can adjust it based on your desired style. For the sleeve cuff wrist circumference, be sure to measure your own wrist circumference with 2 centimeters of ease spacing, just like I'm doing. This method will give you a better and more comfortable result for the sleeve. As you can see, my wrist circumference matches the pattern, so I won't alter it. But if your measurement was less or more, adjust it from the sleeve sides. Alright, dear and creative Ladybird designer companions, we've reached the end of the pattern drafting tutorial for this chic and versatile dress. I hope that with all the details and tricks you learned today for designing the round neckline, 3/4 sleeves, and beautifully shaped skirt of this model, you can now easily sew beautiful garments tailored to your taste. Remember, this style was a special request from you, our dear audience. Now it's your turn. If this video was helpful to you, please like it and share it with your sewing friends. Subscribe to the Ladybirdesigner channel and activate the bell icon so you don't miss future tutorials. Be sure to tell me in the comments what style you'd like the next tutorial to be about or if you have any questions. Until the next tutorial and another exciting design, I bid you farewell. Always be beautiful and creative.